Welcome back to Farm and Hammer, everyone. Today we're going to be getting the new freestanding corral set up. I'm currently on my way to get them loaded and then we'll take them out. Actually, I'm not sure. I may feed the cows before. I don't know yet, but we'll get that figured out. Got a load of feed coming today as well. But to get kicked off here, I loaded 4 of these panels onto my hay trailer because from the last 2 videos, I've told you guys these panels are 24 feet long. 24 foot long, legs are 5 foot wide, and the only trailer I had big enough to try to move these was my hay trailer, 8-bale hay trailer, because that trailer is 36 feet. So I'll show you what I've got going on here. I did load them. I was hoping to do it in 2 trips, but it turns out the neighbor's got a 24 foot flatbed trailer he said I could use. So we're gonna go pick that up and get these panels transferred off of the hay bale trailer onto the flatbed, and I should be able to get all 6 panels on the one flatbed and only have to make 1 trip over there with the tractor and trailer. Anyway, I'm gonna get hooked up here, try to get these panels unloaded, and then go pick up the neighbor's flatbed trailer. I should have installed one of these cameras a long time ago. Makes backing up to a trailer so much easier. Don't have to get out 20 different times. Okay, so here's what I've got going on. It is a bit tall, that's one issue. But I've checked the road, there's no low power lines. Of course, the one by the house is too low, so I've got to make my way around that. But the main issue is these things toppling over while I'm driving. So they're 6'7" tall. I've got them strapped in the front, I have them strapped in the back just to get the trailer out of the way. But the only way I was gonna be able to strap them down to keep them from toppling over while I was driving was to run straps from the top opposite of each other down to the bottom, which I think would have held. It's just the roads aren't great. The highways, I just don't want to risk these falling off on the highway and have a bunch of traffic blocked. So I'd have to drive the tractor back over there to get them off the road or whatever. So this is probably safer to get the flatbed. That way I don't have to worry about losing these while I'm driving. Get all these straps off. And I don't know if you guys can see, but this is the distance between the seat and the steering wheel. This piston went out again. Can't get it to go up, it goes down. We just put a new one in probably, I don't know, less than a year ago. But last time you could move it up at least, it just wouldn't stay there. This time it's locked. I don't know if it's just not hitting the handle's not pushing the button in or what, but anyway, to get in you gotta slip your leg all the way over, and you don't have hardly any room here, so a little weird, but the tractor still works and we've been using it almost every day, so haven't had time to get it fixed. That was easy enough to get them all unloaded. Had them chained together already, so just tried to pick them up all at once. Seemed to work out pretty well. And then we get the flatbed over here. I have to add this one. This is the most recent one I finished. I had a lot less issues with this one compared to the last bow gate I made. Anyway, I was pretty happy with this one. This is the first one, and it didn't turn out as good. The gate didn't hang. I mean, the gate's level, but apparently I didn't get my links perfect on these side posts. So it's a hair off, as you can probably see, but it's close, so good enough for cows, I guess. Oh yeah, and then this first one got tabs and chains And once I finished building this one, I realized I was totally out. So this one won't have chains on it or tabs for now. I can always haul the welder over there later and do it, but for now I'll just add my own chains and hook them together, and that'll work. Alright, so it's the following day. I ended up getting called into work yesterday right when I was about to haul these off. So it's the following day, just got them loaded. I didn't really think about this, but this bottom bar for the bow gate is going to be in the way for both of them for all the other legs. So I don't know. The only way I can haul them without this leg sticking all the way off is to just set it on top of these other three. Which once I get it all chained, I don't think that'll be a problem, but. Well guys, we got the corral set up. Of course my camera died and I was running out of storage anyway, so I couldn't record a whole lot of it. But it took us probably about an hour and a half to get everything where we wanted it, which it's still not exactly what I was hoping it'd be, but it'll work for now. Anyway, I took the trailer back to the neighbor, dropped it off. My dad drove the tractor home. And luckily he was able to help me, because if I was doing all that by myself, it would have taken me probably 4 hours. 4 hours to get it set up. So anyway, it's now set up. I'm gonna grab one more bale of hay. I fed him one bale while we were out there. But I'm gonna grab that group one more bale, feed them, show you the new corral, see if we can get some of the calves to come in for feed. And then I'll go over all the numbers, everything I spent on these panels, how much I saved, all that kind of stuff. So. Got the cows fed over here at the new corral. and the old corral, which the calves are thinking they're gonna get feed in there. But I'll show you this corral empty first, and then we'll give the calves some feed in here, see if they'll find their way in, and get used to coming in here. So hopefully we can have them caught in a week and get them weaned. So first off, I've already got the creep gate set up, so ignore that. Normally, I've got a 12-foot gate and a 12-foot gate. Those would close together. It would be 24 feet across. And then I've got another 24-foot panel, another 24-foot panel. So this whole thing is 24 by 48. And now that I've got it set up, it's a bit too small. So I think making a 48 by 48 would be a lot better. Yeah, he found his way in. Didn't seem too concerned about the new corral. Huh, okay. Anyway, it took us a while to get this thing set up and where we wanted it. We had to make some minor adjustments. The biggest issue was flat ground, so I tried to pick the flattest spot close to where I had the other corral, and it's gonna be hard to see on camera, but this side especially is leaning in. The ground is not level at all, which isn't that big of a deal with these panels, but the gates hanging on the end, that's where it's a problem. So when I have those gates shut, the gates are really angled because it's not flat on the ground. So that's the biggest issue so far. The rest of it's not been bad at all. So yeah, 48 running this way, 24 running this way. And you can see I've got another 24-foot panel here with a bow gate on it. So the whole idea here with this extra panel is to sort of make a loading alley. So drive the calves in here. Of course, that gate would be opened. I guess I can just show you. We'll have that gate open, have the trailer backed in with the doors open. Calves will be in here. We'll drive them around down this alley, unhook this gate, and we'll be able to trap the calves here to get them loaded. So that's the whole idea behind it. It looked good on paper. In person, it's a little, I don't know, it's just not as big as I was hoping. So, and really this pen, 24 by 48, is plenty big to house all these calves. There'll be 34 of them. It's plenty big to get all the calves in here and load them. It's just, if I wanted to get all 40 some cows in here, that would be a bit of an issue. They're gonna be slightly crammed. And this next spring, if I'm wanting to work the next batch of calves, it may be hard to get them all caught and worked at the same time. So yeah, that's been the biggest disappointment so far. I didn't make it big enough. Plenty big to load calves, plenty big to catch calves. It's just, I was hoping it'd be big enough to catch all the cows. I've still got all the old panels from the old corral, so I could always make it work, extend it out some, but for now, this will have to do. And then what I can always do is make 2 more of these plain panels, add them to the end, and have a 48 by 48. But anyway, that'll be a project for a later date. Anyway, it should do the trick. I'll get some feed put in here, see if the rest of these calves can find their way in, and get them used to coming in every day for feed. That way I can catch them here in a week and get them all weaned. So I am still using bagged feed. I would like to find a used bulk bin that's not too expensive, and then start feeding with buckets. Be a whole lot cheaper that way as well. But I've yet to find a good deal on one. Quite a few found their way in. There's still 3 or 4 that haven't figured it out. And then there's still quite a few more calves eating hay that haven't heard me dump feed yet. So, okay, I think we've got all of them to come in that are gonna, besides one's eating hay. Okay, so we've got 17 in there. There's another 10 that normally come in that are eating hay. So anyway, I'd say this is pretty good for their first feeding. They didn't seem too nervous about coming in. So let's talk some numbers here. I've got 6 panels total, plus the 12-foot gates on the end. So I've got 2 plain panels, 2 panels with 2 gates on the end, and then I've got this bow gate and this bow gate built in. So once again, 24 by 48, plus this little alley thing I've got going on here. Last video, I already went over all the materials to build these things. So I'll just give you a price rundown to build these individual types of gates. The first plain panel cost me, after material, cost me $247. I got quotes from multiple other builders in the area, as well as just looking on Facebook Marketplace for guys selling them. And pretty much the lowest price I could find with this style of panel was going to be $400 to $450 for just a plain Jane panel with 1-inch sucker rod, 2 3/8 inch pipe. So I saved about $150 a piece on these single plain panels. The panels with the gates on, welded on the end, the gates were $192 a piece for a 12-footer. Basically, those same 2 companies I talked to, they charged $30 to hang a gate on the end of a panel. So really, I bought the gate for $192. I basically only saved the $150 on the standard panel, plus $30 on hanging the gate myself. And then the real savings were on these bow gates here. They're 24-foot panel with the 10-foot gate built in. Both companies I talked to, they quoted me $800 for either a 10-foot or 12-foot gate. It was the same price, $800. And then if I wanted to add another gate onto this side, it was going to be $900 total for the whole thing. Which really, I didn't think that was too bad if I added a second gate. They charged $800 to have one of these built. In total with the gate, I spent $448. So that's where I saved the most money, saved about $350 building those with the gate built in. Building those myself, saved $350. So that's pretty much the overview on what I spent building these. Total price, I spent $2,414. That was including all the metal for all of these. It also included swapping out a torch set and getting new bottles. It included my grinder wheels, my cutoff wheels, and my welding rod. I used 7018 welding rod for new pipe, about 10 pounds of it, and only used about 5. So everything I spent $2,414. And then based on the average quote from those 2 other companies that build them, their total was $3,650. So in total, I saved about $1,156 building these myself. If you want that on a per hour basis, I did calculate my hours. I spent 42 hours building these, which does seem like a lot. It was my first time. I've never done a welding project like this before. It took me 42 hours spread over, 2-3 weeks. So I saved $1,156, and you divide that by 42 hours. That's about $27.50 an hour, which I didn't think was too bad. So yeah, I'd say it was definitely worth it. If you've got some extra time to build these, obviously if you know what you're doing, you could probably build them a lot quicker, probably build them better than I did. Once again, I saved $150 on a panel like this. Saved $180 with a panel like this with a 12-foot gate on the end, and then saved $350 building this one here. Anyway, so I hope those numbers kind of helped. We've got a couple different used and new steel suppliers in the area. The one I went with, I had to drive about an hour one way to pick it up, and I just used the hay trailer to get it home. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you all for watching, and I will see y'all next time.